Chloe, Yuli, how you guys doing today?
Great. How are you?
Good, good. Little drained, but we're good.
I'm doing good. I got to watch some episodes the other night and I love the show. I've been telling the cast out all day, but I really enjoy it.
Hey.
So I'm just gonna jump right into it. You guys have a very interesting sibling dynamic. Your characters are twins, am I correct?
Yeah.
Yes. So you have a very interesting sibling dynamic. Would you guys like to talk a little bit about it? Chloe, you can start first if you'd like.
Yeah, sure. Uh well you see it even in the first couple episodes that it looks like we grew up as really close twin siblings and we had a very close bond and it's like the first time we're like exploring our own avenues and there's some twin rivalry, twin tension. It's like secrets are being shared without the twin bubble and we feel betrayed and it's a fun dynamic to explore. I've never played a twin, and it's just so fun working with Yuli, to be honest. And I feel like we have a lot of fun when we shoot. But yeah, the dynamic is very interesting. And never thought I would play a twin.
Yeah. It's because it's so specific being a twin compared to like just like any other sibling. What's interesting for me was that like I never really had a particularly competitive or like intense arguing kind of relationship with my personal siblings. So I think it's been really fun and exciting to explore that kind of like traditional sibling relationship, and then also to add like the twin dynamic and the fact that we are like so inseparable and so close together and don't have really an identity outside of each other.
Being the twins.
Yeah.
And that's why it is so specific. We very well could just be siblings, but no, we're twins because I think it just heightens the scenario too of us just having the twin identity and breaking away from that and being our own two separate identities.
It definitely heightens some of the drama that goes down between you guys because a lot happens in that first 4 episodes, like a lot. I could not believe it. I mean, what was that like reading the script and seeing like, oh my goodness, like this is what's gonna happen between us.
Well, first
Yuli
of
can start
all,
first. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
um, I'll just take it away. Take the mic. No, first of all, when I read the script, especially in the beginning scene, I was like, "This doesn't happen. This is not true. Like this doesn't happen in real life." And then when I did my research and saw that it does happen in real life, I'm like, "Oh crap!" I just exploring all that stuff, and then I don't know. It's just the writing is so truthful and so true to high schoolers today and it's just so authentic and it's a privilege to be a part of a show that is so accepting of other sexualities and lets us play characters that are truthful and it's like we have less work as actors because it's all in the writing is so good.
Yeah, I think it's just been exciting. I mean, I think one of the most exciting things about being an actor is the fact that you get to play out all of these crazy, insane scenarios and circumstances and put yourself in the shoes of these people that you would never experience what they're experiencing in their life. And yeah, a lot of insane stuff happens to these characters in the show. And every time I get a script, I how do they even come up with this stuff? I mean, the writers are just incredibly smart, and it's been so fun to just explore all of these different insane scenarios.
Absolutely. I'm also a Gen Z, and so I related a lot to a lot of the scenarios, not all of them, but a lot of the scenarios in the show. Like, how does this compare to your high school experience, Yuli?
Very different. Yeah, I mean, my high school experience was, I feel like it was certainly not this kind of big, outrageous kind of thing. I don't know. I went to an arts high school. I kind of just hung out with my friends. We're kind of low key. Was never a ton of drama really or anything. But that's kind of what's fun about playing on this show now is like getting to live out that kind of like more, maybe not traditional, but more like stereotypical kind of like crazy high school experience. A little bit has been a lot of fun.
What about you, Chloe?
So I was homeschooled after elementary school and I think I'm the only homeschooled kid on the show. I grew up doing all my school online, so my experience was just way different. I was a weird kind of artsy fartsy girl who just like listened to classical music and like really studied hard and like took AP classes, but all on my computer. I never partied. I never went out to drink or smoke or anything. I was just very innocent and growing up. And so it is like this whole new world that I never experienced. Even like my first job as an actor, one of the first movies I did, it was a middle school movie, and I remember getting my locker in the movie and being like, oh, this is cool, I get a locker. But yeah, it's just an experience I never had.
Yeah, Nathan is. I empathize with him so much in those episodes. There are some moments where I was like, "Oh my goodness," and other moments where like I cringed for him because I just wanted him to like, just think a little bit before you do something. I just with a character like that, I want to know like he's kind of down on himself a little bit, but I want to know what's something you admire about him.
Wow, that's a really good question. What do I admire about Nathan? I mean, everything. I'm in love with him as a character. I think he's incredibly like vulnerable and emotional, but also so strong, but also so broken. Um, I mean, yeah, I think what I admire about him is that he really, I think, has kind of taken the initiative to try and like figure his life out, which is something that like I think I'm, still struggling with and struggle with every day is like, how do you live authentically and how do you be true to yourself and figure out what that means and, live outside of all of these expectations that other people place upon you.
Yeah. And Naomi she seems on the outset, like on her, what am I trying to say on words? She seems on the outside to be a much tougher person, a little less sensitive than Nathan. I wonder what ways you relate to her and what ways you kind of different from her, Chloe.
I mean, yeah, she is very outspoken, very vulgar, very obnoxious, and she's definitely a character to play. I don't relate to Naomi a whole lot. I live in my overalls and I don't really care about makeup or anything, but it is nice to like see someone who, even though she does put on that exterior of like I'm like I love friends and I'm like super crazy and I just like to be very outspoken and like it seems like I'm very comfortable in my own skin and confident. It's like she's still trying to figure it out. She really, all of our characters don't really know who they are, and I think that's just coming of age and growing up. But yeah, I'm very different from Naomi. We would not be friends in real life. I don't think we would, but maybe we can bond. Like she could teach me how to do a perfect eyebrow or take me to Brandy Melville or something.
Or Sephora, anything like that.
Yes.
Yeah. My last question for both of you guys is I've been asking everyone on the cast this, but what does the title of the show Generation mean to you?
Well, I think what's blatantly obvious about the title, it's Genera+ion. And I didn't even really realize that till like months into shooting. It was on all of our scripts, and I didn't really. I mean, did you realize it, Yuli, that it was a plus in our title?
No.
And so I was like, what? And then it's the most perfect title for our show because this show is a true portrait of our generation, Gen Z, and the plus being including everyone, LGBTQ, RSTV, WXYZ, all of it, and including everyone and giving everyone a voice. And yeah, just a show that just encompasses everything that it is to be an awkward teenager and not stereotyping, but opening up the gates to bringing in all these different sexualities and personalities.
Yeah, I think that's what was something that's so special about having Zelda, who's 19 years old as a writer and creator of the show is it's just so true to the high school experience and the experience of, a Gen Z and what everyone's going through right now and what they continue to go through and what they have been through.
Definitely, yeah. I that definitely comes through and it definitely comes across. Thank you guys so much for sitting down with me. This was so much fun. I love your characters so much. And I'm super excited for the show to come out. I think it's going to be great. I think you guys are going to be amazing. So congratulations again.
Thank you so much.